How about you?
Well, I went home and I was just really curious about, still working with Anna and then my middle name and my last name, and also a word that I used to say all the time when I was little, and we talked about it before I left, and it was shapatapa. And
I love that. That's quite a word.
Yeah, it's just a funny word, and I've always wondered about what that could possibly mean and what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
And so I just wrote out, the kind of meaning of the sound, and then worked with different ideas and just came up with like little statements.
Okay, like we did.
Yeah, for all of those things, and reworking Anna, and because I was left unsatisfied. As I said, I overthink things, but sometimes it's fun to work with if it's a good
Exactly.
project.
Tell us a little bit about what you came up, what additional information.
Yeah, so the first thing I did was just look at my name Anna, and we were really teasing out kind of what sounds were coming out of even the first vowel, and I was very animate about the fact that there seemed to be a Y sound, but I wasn't so sure about the E, and then so I went home and like for 10 minutes straight I was just saying like Anna, like really slowly, and I was like, oh, it's not Aina, it's Ayana, and I'm like, there you go, there's no E, it's double and Ayana, Anna, and so I just kind of I still felt like the statement I came up with was true and powerful, but I wanted to do more with it and just see kind of like how that like shifted my perspective, and I came up with a statement. As I nurture my awareness, I create myself anew.
Oh, wow. That is. Yes.
I love that. And,
yes.
And then, so I started working with the word Lynn, which was my grandmother's name. Her name was Helen, but I guess she hated that name. She was, I guess, in a pretty Christian community, and people would call her Helen.
Oh.
And she did not like that.
See,
so,
again, those meanings.
Right, so she went with Lynn, and I looked at it, and it was mental, sky, and earth, and just thinking of her as like a scientist and an artist put together. She's a doctor and a watercolor artist.
So the mental piece was there as well.
Yeah, and then the Y, the E, nurture, nourish, and then it was N, self. And I just thought that was really interesting because she was sort of a hopeless narcissist, and I didn't really read that into the interpretation that I was bringing to myself, but hopefully, it was just kind of like, it was these weird little thoughts that would pop up as I was doing this, as I was processing through it and being like, wow, silly things like that, but that really felt like, wow, that was part of like her resonance, that self,
her vibration.
Nurture self, and that was just strange to me. And then I looked at the word McKee, and it was kind of, I wasn't really sure because the Mc, like the K, it's M-C-K, so I didn't know if I should be looking at the meaning of the C or the K in that K sound, so I just did both. And
that's what I usually do too. Just look at the consonants for the consonants, not always just the one sound.
And then, backtracking, the statement I made for myself with Lynn, that was actually the hardest one that I went through, like several different, but I came up with, the connection between sky and earth is nourished within my being. Like that. And then, so again, with the McKee, it was manifestation with the M, and then thirst, soul, planting, manifesting, and I just thought it really struck me, again, like this could be totally random, but that thought of the thirst and soul, and I have this, on that side of my family, there's a long lineage of alcoholism.
Oh,
and when you're drinking, you're trying to feed that empty space inside, and I was like, whoa,
Whoa,
I don't know, it was like one of those things where I'm like, maybe that's not what it meant, but it just felt like really powerful to me, and so I'm like trying to reinterpret that for myself, because addiction is a huge part of really both sides of my family, and like that thirst of the soul.
Wow.
I was like, how can I like bring this back to what I want in my life? And so I came up with this statement after a lot of thought that growth demands we nourish our thirsty souls. that we may reveal our true form.
Oh, yeah.
And then, and then I went through the word Shapadapa, and it was this pa de pa, and just all the different sounds. I don't know, I pretty much just wrote out one thing and didn't really question it, like the way I did. There's like all this ready.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful one. Nurture my heart with your conception of touch, and nourish the heart of creation. And then I did my sister's name and texted to her.
Wow, what
just
great homework, and really.
I love working with words and sounds.
Yes, and the analytical process, which sometimes you criticize yourself for, is part of, again, your heritage, maybe your aunt. But also, I like to think that that's the way Spirit speaks to us. You know, what your thoughts, which seem random, are really what you're channeling from, on high. Mm-hmm. And what we're going to be doing today is that same thing. When you're doing storytelling, all the storytellers, we ask them to come in and help us, because those spirits are here. So what you're getting is really from Spirit and channeled and brought out, and it's just a beautiful process. So that's why I get so excited about this. This is the favorite part of this whole apprenticeship is chakra storytelling.